Hi guys, and welcome to my Dragon Ball Super episode 104 review. This one isn't going to be exactly a full review, it's mainly going to be based on Dyspo and Hit's duel. So yeah, I think this was a great episode. I'm really looking forward to episode 105, and yeah, let's head straight into it. But straight away, Hit versus Dyspo. I mean, basically, right at the beginning of this episode, you see them both kind of head to head, you know, getting ready for battle and everything like that. So it's interesting, though, that Dyspo seems to know who Hit is and what he's capable of, because he says to him, as you can see here, "I'm here to beat your time skip." And then Hit says back, "So you know about my time skip." So obviously, Universe 11 has been looking into some of the powerful characters. Obviously they know who Goku is and what he's capable of, with his big mouth and all. But they've also looked into Hit. They've obviously realised that he's a very, very dangerous character. So, oh, by the way guys, I do like to put my little kind of artistic ways onto some of these images. They're obviously not original images. I've merged a couple of images from the episode itself and just put a few effects and blah 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 into it. Hope you don't mind. Okay, so you see Hit here. They're basically starting their fight now. Hit is basically about to use his time skip. What you notice when you're watching the episode is that Hit clenches his fist and his whole muscles kind of vibrate before he actually goes into that time skip. So yeah, you'll see the reason why I'm saying that when I go into a couple of my next images. Also, yes, you see Khalifa and Kel. Basically, they're chilling. And this is basically because they're both battle damaged, especially Khalifa. She's definitely battle damaged, so they need to rest up right now. And I think this was Hit's idea for them two to go and rest up while he heads onto the battlefield close to them, where they are, so he can protect them while they rest. And obviously, he's bumped into Dyspo during this whole process here, so you know, that's why we've got Dyspo versus Hit right here, happening right now. Okay, so they go into it, they charge towards each other, and then what you notice is once Dyspo notices that Hit's getting closer, he will flip. And when I say flip, he basically, for the split second, he goes into a supersonic mode and he charges without Hit actually seeing this attack before he can even go into his time skip. So, you know, that's how Dyspo gets the advantage of Hit. And if you did listen to my previous video, I did say that I think that Hit will get all that battle damage before Dyspo actually has his mate come into the fight and help him. So yeah, I think I was right on that. After you see this episode, you can see that Dyspo actually did deal all that damage on Hit before, on a one-on-one basis, before actually Dyspo had his friend come in and sort of join in. So yeah, interesting. Dyspo, you're not weak. You have your flaws, but you are not weak. As you can see here, this is where he's charging into his supersonic mode, and he's basically going at the speed of light and sound. I mean, that's what Universe 11 says, you know. That's how fast he is, so yeah. So once he does that, look at this guy, man. Oh my gosh. Hit's basically gone flying, like, he's hitting with a supersonic attack, and he's gone flying into the bubble and stuff like that, and Hit is wondering, like, what the fuck's going on right now? Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Look at Champa, man. I mean, it looked like he's gonna have a heart attack, man. This guy really needs to look after his blood pressure. I mean, that is the face of what worry. I mean, this guy, he is stressed. He's like, what the fuck? This is his trump card. You got to remember, Hit is his trump card. So you know, if Hit's out, you know, Champa's thinking it's all downhill from here on. Anyways. Okay, so Champa's like, oh, could you see that? Because it was so fast. Dyspo's attack was so fast, you know. Champa's like, he's hardly seen it himself, and he's a god of distraction. And then you hear the angel, she's like, yes, I managed to. So, yeah. On to that, when you go into the next image, alright, look at this guy, Zeno, right? It's too fast. It's too fast. Are you serious? You're like the god of all gods, you're like the being of all beings, and you're telling me you cannot see Dyspo's attack because it's too fast, and you're meant to be the supreme. I've got a theory about this, yeah? Basically, although he's, seen as the most powerful character in the game, and he's got the powers to destroy multiple universes and stuff, he's not a fighter. He's not a fighter. So I do think in one way he is the most powerful, but in another way he's not so powerful. And this is where I think that the Grand Priest, if he's got any kind of scheme going on in the background to kind of take over from Zeno, this is where I think the Grand Priest might be successful, because he can probably deal with a surprise attack on Zeno where he's not expecting it, because he can't see it. If he can't see Dyspo's attack because it's too fast, what's to say he will be able to see certain moves made by the Grand Priest if he's planning to overthrow him by eliminating him, or maybe taking some of his power, or maybe even trapping him in some sort of, mechanism or something like that. Mafuba, something similar to that, with more powerful, obviously. So I do think there's going to be a twist in this tale, and I can't wait. I do think definitely towards the end of the Tournament of Power, or after the Tournament of Power itself, I do think the Grand Priest has got a plan to take over from everyone else, including Zeno, and have his own plot going on. So, and I do think that might lie into also Goku's new transformation as well. So we'll see. But yeah, it is surprising that Zeno cannot see Dyspo's attack because it's too fast. I mean, yeah, strange. Okay. So you see the Grand Priest here, he basically gives Zeno a new addition to the God Pad. It's like a instant slow-mo replay, I guess, where Zeno's now able to see certain attacks and situations that's going on in the arena in slow motion if it's too fast for him to see, right? Since your bitch ass can't see, here you go, here's your slow-mo replay. I mean, it's a bit crazy, but well, there you go. Okay, so, during this fight, obviously, Dyspo's been getting the upper hand throughout the whole fight. With every attack or time skip that Hit is trying to do, Dyspo is reading his muscle movements and hearing his sound, so he's already predicting exactly when that move is going to happen by Hit, and he'll get in there first by going at the speed of sound and light and getting that attack in. So, I mean, you see it right here. You're listening for the sound made by my muscles when they vibrate before he does his time skip and other moves. So, Dyspo acknowledges Hit, and what he said is right, but he says at the end you won't be able to do anything about it. Well, we'll see, won't we? Okay, this is also interesting. As the fight goes on, Hit eventually starts to adapt to Dyspo's speed, and as you can see here, Kunshi, I think that the little green guy, whatever, Kunshi, Topo and Jiren, they're up there analysing the fight. They're analysing the fight, not doing anything, they're just analysing the fight. And I think the whole purpose of this is to look at Hit's potential power and ways of how they can take him out, sort of thing. I find it interesting that they're watching when they can all just join in and beat them up 4-on-1, but I guess they got their pride intact. And that's another thing I'm going to go into, because by looking at this episode, or by watching this episode, I don't think they're going to be bothered about pride anymore, because things get serious. And yeah, there might not be many pride troopers left. Hint, hint. Anyway, so as you see here, Topo, he's like, that warrior Hit is adapting is adapting to Dyspo's speed. So you can see he's getting hit, but he's avoiding blows to vital areas. It's a trap. Now this is the point where Hit's really doing well in defending against vital blows, and he's not getting hit as seriously as he was before. And he eventually lures him. Oh, before I go into that, you see Jiren right here. Now look at that look in his face. He's basically, he's realizing Hit's power now. Because he's luring Dyspo into a trap. He's thinking, shit, this guy is good. This guy's good. I'm gonna have to take him out in a later round. So this guy's definitely analysing every strong character, and I think he's gonna have the upper hand when it comes to defeating him. One thing I do want to say, I do think when it comes to Goku, I didn't want to talk about Goku too much in this review, but I do think Goku is not gonna face Hit in a duel in this tournament of power. I do actually think either Vegeta or Jiren will be getting there first before Goku can get his chance to have that deciding fight with Hit. I have my reasons for that, but I might go into that into maybe a second part of a video for episode 104. So, okay, now, obviously this douche right here, he thinks he's going to finish him right now. Like, he thinks he's going to, hence my little, lightning effect that I've done. He thinks he's going to finish him, knock him off the stage, because he's got Hit right to the edge of the stage right now. So he's like, yeah, it's over. And basically what happens is, Hit, he tenses his muscles up in a different way, where basically Dyspo thinks that Hit's doing a different move, when in fact he's now done the time skip. So what happened is Dyspo went right through his body during the time skip, and he's obviously fallen off the stage, and he's like, oh no. And I can just imagine like Hit's like, yeah, douche. Anyways, yeah. And then Kunshi, he comes out of nowhere, right? He comes out of nowhere and uses his attack as like a web, and he uses it to pull Dyspo from outside the arena while he's falling outside the arena, and pulls him back into the arena and saves his fucking butt. He saves his butt big time. So yeah, Dyspo can count himself lucky. He's got another chance. And then after that, I haven't shown these images, but then they start pummeling Hit together as a team, and then that's when Goku gets involved, and he comes in, and then you know what happens with the rest of it. Okay, so this is towards the end of the, this is actually at the end of the video, right? You see Goku here, he says to Hit, if you make it to the end, let's settle things between us, alright? And then obviously Hit, he's got a little smile, and he's like, very well. But this is the thing, I don't think they are going to settle things, not in this tournament anyway. Definitely Jiren, who's been analysing Hit here, will, I think he'll get in first. Either Jiren or Vegeta will get in first. I think it's very important that Jiren actually, beats someone, or at least knock out someone out the arena who's very strong. And Hit's going to have to be one of these people, because to be honest, there's not too many strong people in this tournament. So, I don't think they are going to have the deciding fight. And that's a prediction right now, I'm calling that out. Okay guys, yep, that's the end of the video. I am going to come with a part 2 for a review for episode 104, because I've got another topic to discuss, and that is